Hello, viewers. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. From wherever you're watching me from, I greet you all. And today, I will be giving you a detailed review and a current construction completion status of the Lekki Deep Sea Port in Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would like you to please do so. Click on the subscription button, click the notification bell so that you can get update on everything real estate within the Ibeju-Lekki and the Ekpe environment.
This is the biggest such facility in the whole of West Africa. This port is going to have a multiplier effect on the Nigerian economy. This port is going to employ thousands and thousands of Nigerians. The multiplier effect is amazing. The figures show us that in about 40 years' time, we'll have turned over $461 billion for this investment. So you can imagine the impact on the GDP, the multiplier effect, the money is going to put into the pockets of the ordinary Nigerians.
From a mere aspiration 10 years ago, when the journey of Lekki Port began, events were set in motion to quickly transform that dream into a monumental reality.
The project is developing very well. Since the start of the project with our EPC contractor, China Harbor, we are very much on schedule. The infrastructure, the main infrastructure, need to be delivered in September, and we are still on that target. Despite all the difficulties of COVID, we have managed to move in between the obstacles.
And you can bet it's a big deal for everyone involved in bringing this dream to reality.
Lekki Port is the first deep sea port in Nigeria, for which the depths for the turning basin for the berth is minus 16.5, so which is available for the vessel for 18,000 TEU, which is the biggest vessel, almost the biggest vessel around the world.
The purpose of this port, because as you can see, now the Lagos port, both Apapa and Tinkan, they have too much ground. So by building of this port, we can release of that cargo pressure, and this is necessary for the economy of Nigeria.
We will have the capability of turning vessels around at a minimum 50% quicker than Apapa. We have economy of scales. We can attract the largest vessels, so the cost will be cheaper for the consumer. We also have the benefit within the hinterland of the free zone and all the duties and tax concessions that customers will have with that. Most of the consumer goods come from the Far East, so we will have a strategy to go to the Far East to encourage the vessels and the shipping lines to come to Lekki Port.
After the professional marketing analysis, we feel very confident for Nigeria's long-term economic development.
So as the construction workers dig deep in an effort to keep the project on schedule.
The equipment that we're going to bring to the port will be the largest ship-to-shore cranes that have ever been in Nigeria. They will have the capability of in excess of 30 moves per hour, which is double the capacity of what Apapa and Tinkan can currently produce. The water depth here is 16.5 meters and the turning circle is 16.5 meters. It will enable the largest ships in the world, container vessels, to be accommodated at Lekki Port. The terminal itself will be fully automated through its systems, which is a first for Nigeria as well. The capacity of the terminal will be 1.2 million TEU, which is basically the capacity in total of Nigeria today.
What we aim to do is working closely, for example, with Nigerian Shippers Council. We are seriously targeting cost reduction, and hopefully that cost reduction will pass through to the end consumer in terms of goods on the market. If you have logistical inefficiencies, it adds to the cost. So once again, if you have vessels waiting 30 to 50 days, and some of those vessels are chartered at a rate of $25,000 to $30,000 a day, and somebody must pay for that cost, and that somebody is the end consumer. So our intention is to turn around vessels as fast as possible, and through that, and also through the land side efficiencies, is to reduce that cost. We are hoping that the cost reduction once again will trickle through to the end consumer, and naturally we do not have control over that process.
Building the largest deep-sea port in this part of the world, especially during a global pandemic, might have seemed like an ambitious project that many doubters feared would not see the light of day. They feared its construction and start of operations would be delayed. But so far, these fears will prove to have been unfounded, as not only is the project on schedule, but it seems to be surpassing the wildest imaginations of the promoters and stakeholders.
Yeah, first of all, I have to admit that the maritime human resource in Nigeria is much better than my imagination before I came to Nigeria.
I know the whole story of this project. It takes our people 10 years to make this dream to be true. At that moment, our chairman, Mr. Lin, promised to deliver this project in 27 months. That time, I think few people think that that's gonna happen. We tried our best to deliver this project on time. You see, we focus on two important things. One is we are trying to do the high quality performance. We put a lot of resources to here, such like expert from China. We put a very professional project management system to make sure this project can be delivered on time. You know, even in the COVID-19 period, we conquered the COVID-19. We didn't make that to be an excuse to delay this project. As you can see, now we have this project here.
The economic impact of the Lekki port cannot be overstated. However, it is important to explore the implications and benefits of this port for the common man.
Lekki port is unique in the sense that it's a free port operating in a free zone. So that implies that companies that operate here have direct access to the port. So we expect more investments in that light to come into the Lagos free zone and other free zones in this environment. And also we have so many, more than 50 of such enterprises here operating in this axis of Lagos. The implication of the port is that there is easy access to other free zones. We have the Dangote refinery, we have the Lekki free zone, we have Alara free zone, and other free zones in Lagos State.
We reach the climax of this tale as the presidential convoy arrives at Lekki Port. The presidential convoy is accompanied by senior members of his federal cabinet and executive governors. The sponsors and designers of the Lekki port are ready to receive the president and his delegation. The excitement is at a fever pitch as the presidential delegation takes a drive through the port facility, taking in both the landside and marine infrastructure. And for the first time, he and these distinguished high-ranking members of his administration will be citing this billion-dollar project. With a project of this magnitude, certain concerns have been anticipated and plans are already in place to address them.
For this kind of port, you have to be holistic in terms of developing such an area. So the outside infrastructure is very important. How do we evacuate goods from here, the logistics aspect? We must learn from what has happened in Apapa.
I think we have to be realistic. We know what the roads are like today, and there will be challenges. We've been lobbying everybody that we can in relation to the road. There are very, very strong and good plans to expand the roads. We can see the expansion of the Lekki-Epe Expressway today, and we can also see the mobilisation on the coastal road. We've also been discussing plans for rail. If we look at Europe, for example, 30% of cargoes are evacuated by rail. Now, there's a huge investment cost for the rail, but it is something that we are looking at for Lekki Port to enhance the efficiencies and opening up gateways into the north Nigeria and beyond.
Let's not leave out the human angle as we explore some of the ways the Lekki port is already transforming the lives of the inhabitants of the host and neighboring communities.
Whenever you embark on a project like Lagos Free Zone and Lekki Port, you need a social license from the communities to operate such a large-scale project. Fortunately, we have got that license from the 8 communities. We have developed excellent relationships, and we do have a social management plan in place, which we actively work on and continue to improve. So as part of that plan, what we have done is we have built community halls, roads, toilets, schools in the 8 communities for which Lagos Free Zone is responsible for. We are doing quite a lot in terms of our social engagement, and when COVID happened, we did distribute a lot of food items, masks. We even carried out vaccination drives to educate the community. So there is a very deep and a very excellent and supportive relationship which Lagos Free Zone and Lekki Port have with the communities surrounding it.
At 88% completion, the Lekki port is on schedule for a grand commissioning to herald the start of operations in the last quarter of 2022.
Well, I think there's already like a trade agreement across ECOWAS, isn't there? So I think that enhances those trading agreements. Nigeria can be the central hub for ECOWAS and trade. Again, it's the deepest seaport in this part of the world, so it will be able to attract those economies of scales, and then we can look at feedering out containers from here. The strategy here is not only destination origin, but transshipment cargo as well, where cargo for other countries can be landed in Nigeria and then transferred to the countries that are landlocked, but also available via other vessels.
As Nigerians await the creation of over 160,000 new jobs and the other direct and indirect benefits of the Lekki port, it is proper to show appreciation to the team that made this possible.
I would like to appreciate for China Harbour Engineering Company Limited. They are our contractor. Yeah. All of us knew that during the COVID-19 period, the resources mobilization pressure is very high, but China Harbour Engineering Company Limited, they overcome many challenges, and finally they succeeded to achieve the civil work and the equipment installation, etc.
I think one thing we did very well was from the beginning we carried every agency along. So they were here from the beginning, from where the idea of the port was conceived, and they've always been part of us. So I must say big thank you to them all.
I want to thank everybody that has been involved since the inception of the project, and I think we can congratulate ourselves and the Nigerian people who work here, some 1,800 people altogether in the project, that will bring this project to a good end, and also for today.